So in this first video about the BCSS High Performance Athlete Individual Performance Planning Roadmap, we're going to take a look at the technical and skill-based training goals and expectations for how you might identify those goals. So this is the section on the far left, indicated in red. And in this particular example, our athlete has identified two areas of technical and skill-based training that they really want to work on. And within those two areas, they've identified some subsections of specific work. So if you have a look, you can see they want to refine their freestyle stroke and they want to improve their turns. And specifically within those skills, they've identified a few other things as well. So in any case, these are sport-specific or position-specific goals that you should be seeking to improve here. These would be identified through coach feedback on your own athlete awareness, and they're often trained with a multifocal approach. So this could include high repetition work, non-fatiguing work, and always these are types of things that involve this kind of link between deliberate and purposeful practice and the cognitive link as well, the decision making involved or that mental capacity for ensuring that you're doing this with the right mindset and focusing on those physical form cues and the task relevant cues. And so as mentioned before, there are those two identified areas of technical and skill-based improvement, but within those areas, we're also seeing very specific parts of the task. So in this particular example, of course, we're looking at a swimmer, but if you applied this to a baseball player, for example, who said they wanted to improve the technical work involved in fielding a ground ball, they might be speaking specifically about things like footwork and agility or reactive ability and throwing accuracy, etc. So very applicable across all sports. Moving forward, if we look at our integrated support kind of bullseye here, we're in the top left section. So here's where you're going to be identifying people that are going to be in your integrated support network when it comes to helping refine and improve and provide feedback on those sport-specific and skill-based elements. In this particular case, we've got a freestyle technical coach and a head coach of a swim club. So pretty straightforward stuff when it comes to the integrated support for sport-specific and skill-based training here. In any case, the development in these areas always supported by sport-specific coaching and training roles. It does rely on this kind of continuous two-way feedback loop and continuous communication between the athlete and the coach, athlete seeking the feedback to know what needs to be done as a next step or what needs to be done ongoing. And finally, let's have a look at this kind of quantifiers, looks like, sounds like, feels like chart. In this particular example, we see a quantifier in terms of improving your individual work when it comes to a technical or skill-based training facet. It is going to come in the form of either video analysis or that feedback from coaches. What it looks like is probably in this case symmetry and consistency, and what it feels like is probably overall less effort. And these are the things that will be highly variable by sport and the particular skill-based or technical-based trait that you've selected you need to improve on. But we're always looking for how you can quantify your improvement in it, what that improvement might look like, what it might sound like if that's applicable, and what it might feel like. So in this particular case, of course, we have video analysis and markup that can be provided with statistical feedback, angle measurement, speed, stroke rate, etc. What it looks like, it's probably going to rely on some feedback from coaching staff and also recognition and awareness from the athlete himself. And finally, what it feels like is, again, less effort overall, again, awareness and recognition of a reduced perceived effort and kind of this intuitive cognitive link that we were talking about earlier, kind of feeling like that decision making or that effort is kind of happening on its own and there's less mental effort required overall.